Hi, my name's Grace, and I go to Buckingham, Browne, and Nichols School in Boston, Massachusetts, in the United States. Our school decided to focus on the endangered oceans of Boston. Rising sea levels are a major issue in the oceans off of Boston. Since 1950, the sea levels have risen 8 inches because of ocean circulation and ice melt. This, of course, is a very big problem because Boston is a coastal city. In Boston, tidal flooding has increased significantly, and also the number of properties at risk of flooding has increased significantly. Because of climate change, sea life in the oceans off of Boston are also at a much higher risk. The northeast continental shelf is warming 2 to 3 degrees faster than the global average, resulting in the oceans becoming warmer, more acidic, and also decreasing in oxygen levels. This, of course, hurts the fish population and sea life because it makes those oceans off of Boston less optimal for them to live in and makes them need to migrate to places with cooler, less acidic, and more oxygen-abundant waters. This also consequently hurts the fishing industries of the east coast of the U.S. Ocean pollution is also a major issue in the oceans off of Boston. When people do not correctly dispose of their trash, it ends up in the ocean and breaks down into smaller pieces the animals ingest or become entangled in. It not only harms those animals, but the effects can also work their way up the food chain and harm humans that eat the contaminated seafood. So these are some of the solutions to these problems that I just explained. For rising sea levels, the state is planning over $1 billion in solutions, including flood prevention and the preservation of coastal wetlands. We can also individually reduce our carbon footprint by paying more attention to how we're affecting the environment with what we buy, where we go, how we travel, and also planting trees to remove existing greenhouse gases. In terms of pollution, we can promote and use reusable water bottles and utensils, and similarly have extra napkins, forks, straws, and ketchup packets at public areas and in restaurants. We can also educate people on how to properly dispose of their waste and make sure it does not end up in the ocean, and also have field trips dedicated to cleaning up beaches, lakes, or any water sources. We can also promote donating to eco-friendly organizations. In terms of keeping sea life safe, we can implement more carbon taxing to help reduce CO2 emissions and also increase legal protection of deep water zones, because if we have more legal protection over those deep water zones, then sea animals can live in the areas that are still optimal for them without the risk of fishing or whaling, and will allow them to continue to inhabit the East Coast. Thank you.